One, two, 1, 2. You have tuned into the Stay in Your Lane show. I am your host, Bernard Williams, 2000 Olympic champion, 2004 silver medalist, and 2003 world champion. We got a special show tonight on the Stay in Your Lane, the Bernard Williams Stay in Your Lane show podcast. Introduction, because the world needs to know who he is. But I'm waiting for some other people to come in as well as him. What's up?
What's going on?
Man, nothing, man. So I'm going to let the world know. No, actually, everything is going on. Everything's going on. You is what's happening, man. And before I even start, I just want to say thank you for giving us your time, because I believe the world need to know who you are.
I appreciate you having me on. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah, man, you look great, man.
Yeah.
I hear echoes it sounds like you got a lot of space.
Oh yeah. It's a good amount, good amount of space in here. Yeah, I got a place down here in Virginia here. So
Yeah, man. Yeah, but for the people who don't know, this young man that's on our screen right here with the funniest Olympic champion on the planet, this man was defensive player of the bowl game, MVP of the bowl game. Okay, he's a recent graduate from Army West Point. This man is one of the smartest young men I've ever coached. Yeah, I got to throw that in there to stay in your lane. And, we're going to have a great interview. So without further ado, this is Mr. Arik Smith. Man, so how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Just trying to keep the good stuff going down here in Virginia. I'm grad school right now, so I'm staying busy.
Grad school.
Yeah.
See, that's what I don't even have to ask any questions. Grad school. Man, so what are you studying?
Systems engineering.
Engineering. I told y'all he was what? I said he was the smartest. But he's one of the smartest student athletes I've ever coached and had encountered. Now, who is Arik Smith?
Well, I don't try to make myself bigger than I am. I'm just
Oh no.
just
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
no
You are.
I'm just a young guy from Maryland, from Bowie, Maryland. I lived in Odenton, Maryland for about 15 years, and I moved out to Bowie probably about 2016. I went to two high schools, one in Baltimore called Gilman High School, and then for my last year, that's in league with McDonough. For my last year, I went to school in DC at St. John's College High School. Then I went up to West Point um, as an Army linebacker. Played there all 4 years, started three.
Now, when
Got
you
the
say West
opportunity.
Point, what do you mean West Point?
West Point, the people that the Army Navy game, a lot of people will recognize it from that. I mean, before I actually went there, I didn't know as much. I had heard about it, but I couldn't really contextualize it unless people put it with certain things, because it's actually United States Military Academy, but
There we
its
go.
nickname, yeah, its nickname is West Point. So, because it's in West Point, New York, but yeah, that's why I went there. Had the opportunity to do some great things there. I mean, we were able to get, a lot of good things going as a team, a lot of successes. I had the opportunity to have a lot of individual awards. One of them being I was a semifinalist for the Campbell Trophy, which is like the academic Heisman. In college football, I also got the opportunity to be the defender of the nation in 2021 as well. Was able to be the MVP of that bowl game, the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl in 2021. Went on to try and do some things professionally. I had an injury that hampered that career as an undrafted free agent. So, but thanks be to God, I had the opportunity to do some other things in the academic world. I mean, I got a scholarship to do a master's degree here at University of Virginia, so I just hopped straight out of that world and into this world. I've been here ever since.
What was it like to win MVP of the Air Force Bowl?
Um, it was great. It was great. One of those things is I've always been a huge preparer. I like to prepare for games. I mean, I got I got the notebook, I got the film there, and I'm watching hours a day, taking notes about the opponent. And one of the things I knew that I had to do in that last game, because the last game of the senior year, you got to make a big splash. It was against an SEC opponent, Mizzou,
Mm.
and I said, okay, I gotta show that I'm very good at what I do, especially against a team that has talent like this. So I mean, we're out in Texas in a bowl game week. You have a lot of activities you can go do. You can go to the mall. They had this thing called the stockyards. Uh, Meet up with your own teammates, even sometimes the other team, and do all types of things. But I knew that that was a big opportunity that I had, so I stayed in, did a lot of studying, and so just to have that payoff and uh, see that come to fruition and be able to get that MVP of that bowl game,
Yeah.
which I had been in as a freshman, that was something that was awesome for me. So I was pretty happy about that.
Nice. Now, when did you start playing football?
I started playing when I was 5 years old. 5 years old, I believe, in 75, 75 pound age group or pound group. It was typically 8 year olds. So I was 5 year old,
Mm.
5 years old playing with 8 year olds, and that's kind of how it was for a long time until we got up to the unlimited age, unlimited weight age. So yeah,
Nice. Nice. Now, what other sports did you experience?
I experienced basketball, and track as well. Track track was a huge one. Yeah,
Yeah, y'all
track.
hear it. Y'all hear it, everybody. Track.
Hey,
Let's go.
just a quick plug for track. I don't care what sport you're doing. It's a huge thing to be in track to understand how to move because every sport out there except for, I mean, golf may be a little bit different. You got to be able to move. You got to be able to move and move fast. So understanding the mechanics of running is something that's extremely important. So I definitely recommend track for anybody. But that was one that was a big thing for me. I was always large, but I was able to move pretty fast, and that gave me a good leg up with competition in sports like football and basketball as well. That kind of
Nice.
faded away as I got later, but you know, all
No,
three.
that's okay. But that's the thing. You had a foundation.
Yeah,
You tried other sports, and the sports sort of found you.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And so running track and having that type of speed that you have, at the end of the day, it all contributes to what you are today. It all compiles up to what you have developed into, which is a MVP, a champion, a scholar, and most important, a great human being, you know,
yeah.
well-rounded. Now, did you get a chance to run the 40-yard dash?
I did. Did a 4.73. It wasn't as low as I wanted it to be. I mean, I was dealing with an injury for a while. It was a nagging one. I had something with my SI joint,
Mm.
which most people probably don't know what that is, but I had a
Now, what
problem
is
with
that?
that.
Tell us. Is that the sciatic nerve?
It's
Because I
this
got some of that going on. I got some of that
no,
going on now.
no, it's close. It's close there. It's called the sacroiliac joint. So it's so your spine comes all the way down from the base of your skull down into your hip bones.
Hmm.
So where your those elephant ear looking things meet the base of your spine, there's a
Yeah.
joint there, and that's the SI joint, the sacroiliac joint. So that deals with the alignment of your hips, how I mean the length of
Okay.
your leg, because if that's messed up, one of your legs should be shorter or longer. So
Mm.
it's a whole thing. Yeah.
Man, now, did you have to deal with that your whole college career?
I didn't. This was something that I mean I always attribute that very very spiritual person. I always attribute to a move of God. Throughout my college years, I didn't have any. I had, little aches and pains here and there, but I was able to take care of it. I mean, I didn't miss any games. I didn't miss any practices. My entire college career, I was very
Nice.
durable. And
Nice.
then during that time, this was an injury that I did everything. I might have saw 15 different doctors, uh, stretch, there was everything. Had the cortisone shots, pretty much everything, and it just wouldn't go away. So that was a
Mm,
problem.
okay. Well, I'm glad that you were healthy most of your season, so we got a chance to see what you could do.
Yeah.
But a lot of football players, a lot of track athletes, most athletes in general, if none of us ever got injured, I wonder what we all could really do.
Man,
You know
man,
what I mean?
it's a big thing. It's a big thing.
Yeah.
Availability is the best ability. That was what they say.
Nice. Nice. So
Um,
kids out there or anybody, adults out there watching, take care of your
yeah,
body. We all go through injuries. Some people injuries are a lot more serious than other people's injuries, but just keep fighting, keep pushing through and remain healthy. Try to remain healthy much as you can, you
yeah.
know. Now, since we on maximizing and talking about maximum performance, what was your max in the weight room for the bench press?
Bench press is 4 or 5.
Now how about the squats?
Squat, it was in the 550s, 550.
550. And deadlifts?
Deadlift, we actually didn't do a whole lot of deadlift. I've
Okay.
been over upper fives, close to six, but
Nice.
after prep school, we didn't do deadlift much at all.
Nice. Nice. Now, what music did you listen to before games? Because I know a lot of athletes such as myself, we listen to certain music and get that energy. Like what,
Yeah.
what was the kind of music you used to listen to before winning the MVP?
I definitely had a mixture of things that I listened to. I mean, I definitely listened to some gospel, but that's kind of my home base.
Mm,
I did listen to some rap, kind of get the juices flowing, and later as I got into my career and I understood it's more about performance and being able to think clearly, I started listening to more chill music. Like maybe like some Michael Jackson or some '70s type music stuff that was a little bit chill, something smooth,
nice.
so I could get into that thinking mindset and be able to just perform. Because you don't want to be too amped up because then it's just you have to think.
Yeah,
You got to
take
read.
energy from you.
Yeah. So yeah, as I got further along, uh, more chill music became my go-to.
Cool. Yeah, I used to listen to some instrumentals and Miles Davis and
Yeah.
Common, because I would be so amped up that I had to use the bathroom all the time. you know, and
Yeah.
you run the race so much in your head that you're tired before you get out there.
Man, man,
You know,
man. Yeah, I
um,
had no
you
idea
had some of
about
those
that.
experiences.
Man, not just in the game. I remember one of the things in football is when you get the spring workouts, is every team has something that's going to be really difficult. We called it mat drills. It had 6 stations. You had to sprint between everyone, and there was the whole thing. But I remember I was a freshman, and I was so amped up about going into it. By the first station, I was like dead tired, and like I'm like, why am I so tired? And it's tired, more tired than I'd ever be, and it's just because of the frame of mind that I was in, how much I was thinking about it. By the time I
Mm,
was a senior, when I had already thought about everything before I did, I just know I have to do this, this, and this, and I wasn't stressed about it. I can go through that easy. It's
right.
just about the state of mind, like how much your adrenaline actually pulls a lot of energy out of you instantaneously. So if you keep that at the right level, you'll be okay. But if you got the adrenaline going, you'll crash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So listen up, everybody, because this is important. Now, did your parents participate in sports?
Oh, definitely. Well, my dad mainly, he was a three-sport athlete in college. He did football, basketball, and track. Back when you could do that more easily.
Yeah.
Um, and my
What do you mean
mom.
back then you could do that more easily? What does that mean? Oh man.
Nowadays, like, because I remember when I was on track and I did some running and everything, but I was very good at the field events and everything like that, so I could compete on a collegiate level. It's just the commitments to football is just so large. It's like even off season, it's every day, every minute except for what you're doing academically, that you have to do that. So it's like it's really hard to do multiple sports because they keep
I
you
don't know,
busy.
man. You know, you got DJ Prime. You're like, you know what I'm saying, baby? I
Yeah.
mean, I did it. You know, Prime did
Oh yeah.
it. See, let me
Oh
tell you
yeah.
something, man.
Yeah.
See, Prime did it. Okay,
Yeah.
you know, I had the Lord, just like you, son. I
Yeah.
had the Lord. You
Yeah.
know that's how I talk.
Yeah.
But you know, you also had people. I agree with
Yeah.
you. It does take a level of commitment. However, Bo Jackson did it in 2, but like you said, it's very hard to do it in 3. Jackie. A lot of people don't know Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
He was famous for being the first black man playing football. Baseball, but he also played football and played basketball at UCLA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you're right. Back in the day, yeah, it was easy to do. Now it's very hard. But I believe we have athletes out there. I believe if the coaches would work together in
Yep.
each sport, I think we would see that.
Oh.
Because most coaches don't work together like they used to. You need to be here on spring ball, period. Like, I don't care about your relays. And then some coaches are like, you know what? Go on and run track.
Yeah.
I need you faster for next year. So I
Yeah.
just think once the coaches work together, possibly we can have athletes who played 3 sports and be successful in all 3. But like you said, it's a level of commitment when you're trying to be number 1 in the sport that you choose or that you do.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, man. Now, as a child, who inspired you to play football?
I thought about that not too long ago, and it's kind of difficult to even remember that far. I mean, I was 5, I probably was 4 when I made the decision. But I
Mm.
know my dad played a lot of sports, and I mean, I have pictures of him doing all types of things, going over hurdles, and definitely playing football. So it's probably why I played the 3 sports that I played because they were all sports that he played. So I definitely say it was probably my dad.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, yes. Shouts out to Mr. Will Smith. Not Will Smith that smacked
Oh.
Chris Rock. And Chris Rock was like, come on, man, come on. Not that Will Smith. But yeah, his dad is actually named Will Smith, Mr. Will Smith.
Yeah.
So shouts out to Mr. Will Smith. Not the one that say, so right, yeah. And it's like raising a child, and you fix. No, he told me when I first met your dad, he said, look, man, I'm the real Will Smith. I'm the original.
Yeah.
He said, I was born first.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, shouts out to Mr. Will Smith. Now, outside your dad, as you're growing up, you're playing football, you're playing linebacker. Who were some of the linebackers that inspired you to be great?
Well, when I first started, you're just a kid, you're just playing, so you didn't really get into the world like that. But as I went along, and I realized that being a linebacker is what I wanted to do. I mean, people were talking about, Ray Lewis, people like him, Luke Kuechly.
Yeah.
Um, I think those were the main 2 that I consistently hear about, and I try to watch them before I even knew exactly how to study film and what that was about. So those are people I tried to look at and just glean what I could off of what I could see on the screen before I could figure out. Yeah,
Yeah, you were learning, studying your craft until you figure out what was best for you.
yeah.
Absolutely. Now you're a grown man, you're an adult. Who do you like watching playing the linebacker position nowadays?
I'll be honest with you.
Uh-oh.
Be honest with you, I played football so much. I've watched a lot of film. And now that I haven't been doing it too much, I don't watch it as much. I do watch when I got teammates that play on a lot of different teams professionally and collegiately. I watch those, but honestly, I try to take the same drive and passion that I put into athletics all the years that I did, which is regardless of how far you get, I think that's an amazing stage to learn about life and other things. So you can take the same principles that you learned there and apply them. Although I try to take that same stuff and apply it to what I'm doing now. But I mean, when I do watch, I try to watch my teammates that are still playing. Those guys that are still out there, and it's a bunch of them. But yeah, just the people that I've been in contact with, been blessed to play with. Those are the people I try to keep an eye on.
Yeah. Now, what was
Yeah.
your biggest challenge, you think? Well, what was your biggest challenge that you experienced that you had to overcome?
Um, my biggest challenge, or I'd say the biggest thing that I learned, the biggest thing that I ever overcame was learning how to do the things that would make me successful and making those things the things that's fun to me. When I first went to school, and it was prep school, which is at West Point, but it's kind of like another year of high school, somewhat. You play JUCOs. I mean, I was successful, but I wasn't as successful as I wanted to be. And I just realized, man, in order for me to really be good and to do the things that I always wanted to do, I actually have to commit to what I'm doing. I have to make the things that's going to make me successful important to me, and that's got to become fun. And it's not
Mm.
something that you see the results of immediately, but it's a delayed effect. A person who can get in it and have faith that what they're doing is going to make them successful. Once they start seeing the success, now it becomes real easy. You just keep working and pushing as far as you can. But it's that moment where I'm making a switch from, oh, I'm just doing whatever. I'm just kind of hopefully I make it. Hopefully this happens for me. Making a switch from that to being intentional about what you're doing, that's one of the hardest things. And that gap between doing that and actually being successful, that's the biggest thing. But that was the hardest thing for me to really understand. Hey, if I really want to be very successful, I gotta really focus in on what I'm doing and
Right.
just go all out
Yeah.
and give it effort.
So how did you overcome that, man? Like, what was the turning point? Like at that point, like, how did you overcome it? I know it was your biggest challenge. You just told me, but how did you really overcome it? Because everybody work a little harder,
Yeah.
everybody push a little bit more. But what do you think was the thing that got you over that to get to the next level?
Like I said, it's for me. It was faith. I mean, I've
Faith.
always been a faith based individual. That's one thing that it can teach you a lot of different things. But in that case, particularly, it's one of those things where you're working and you can't necessarily see it. People may be like, "Well, why do you work that hard at that?" And they may not even see the results yet, or kind of like, "Why are you like that?" Um,
Mm.
it's just one of those things. That's kind of what got me over because I know, if you're in the faith, or you're in any type of faith, well, I don't care what it
Yes.
is, you understand that not everything is as you see it. You understand that there
Yeah.
are things that you have to do, and it's just going to happen. It's like some math problems. Like sometimes I've been on math problems, and I don't know what I'm doing, but as long as you keep going and you try to figure out, there's a moment where it's like, oh, oh, that's what it was, and it's like understanding that let me do this work. I know that this other thing is on the end. I don't see the line in between. I don't get it how that's gonna materialize and make it connect. But I know that through my faith, I'm reading the word. Oh, this is going to happen if I do this. So try it out and stick to it. So I
So
think
we can
that's what
say your favorite book to read is the Bible.
I definitely have to say that. I definitely have to say that. I'm not perfect. Nobody is, but and that's one of the things people misconceptualize is that the reason why we need the word is because we aren't perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, my favorite book is to read is to read the Bible. There's so many things, life lessons. I mean, even if you weren't somebody who's, you know, maybe in the faith or anything like that, there are just random lessons. You ever read Proverbs or Ecclesiastes? It's not even a like a real spiritual thing. It's just this situation. This is what you do. That situation.
Yeah.
In wisdom, just general wisdom. And that's a huge thing that
Yeah.
I've learned. So yeah, that's my favorite book.
Cool. Now, what's your ultimate goal in life?
Um, my ultimate goal. I mean, my ultimate goal is to one. When I closed my eyes the last time, and to be in the right standing with Christ. Um, my secondary goals. I mean, I want to be successful in everything I do. I'm down here doing this degree here. Um, in the last year or so, I've made a lot of moves. Started some businesses. I do real estate. We bought a couple properties in this past year. This is one of them that I'm in now, and looking to get into some property development in the next year. Actually building things from the ground up,
Nice.
and just being successful in that, creating a business that will be self-sustaining and be a generational thing, something that can be passed on, but at a major level, because I think everybody's goal should be to take the family one step further. So you look at your parents, and they may have taken the family or everything to a certain level, and your goal should be just you got to take that to the next level,
Nice.
because they gave you the wisdom, the know-how, and the understanding. So I'm just trying to do my part.
Nice. Nice. Man, that is fantastic, man. I'm proud of you, brother. I remember when you were in high school, man, I was just like, man, this dude is strong and fast, but there's a lot more to this, this gifted, strong athlete. You know what I mean? There are a lot there, man. So I'm just glad you're here. So we're going to play a little word association.
Okay.
And I'm going to just throw the word out there, and you just let me know what comes to mind. Not one word that comes to mind, but just what you think in reference to the word I toss to you. All right, so you ready?
Yep.
All right, Will Smith.
Slap. Backhand, front hand, roundhouse kick. Just fighting.
Nice, that's funny. Okay. Politics.
Ooh, Donald Trump. That's the first thing that comes. That's the first thing that comes to my mind.
Excuse me. No collusion here.
Yeah.
He said Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Why Donald Trump?
It's just because he's the most controversial figure. I mean, I listen to podcasts sometimes, and I don't care whether you listen to liberal or conservative. The whole thing is just the media. They make a bunch of money just talking about him. So I mean, that's you never hear them hear them not talk about it. So.
No collusion. No collusion. Okay.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Now, freedom.
Freedom ain't free. Freedom ain't free. That's one of the things they say in the army. They just talk about putting rounds down range, and the fact that you have freedom only because that has to be fought for. It's not the world in a pretty place, as they say. There's no international police.
Yeah.
So somebody come into your house and shoot you, yeah, there's police, right? Well, on the international scene, there is no police. Somebody starts a war like what we see going on with Israel. There's no police that's going to step in and stop that. You have to be strong enough as a country and with your defense forces to actually afford yourself that type of freedom. So, yeah.
So there's no freedom without war.
Because there's always
I mean that makes sense, because someone had to fight.
Yeah.
In order for freedom. But a lot of people, we don't realize that freedom is something we have to fight for. It's not something that's privileged or given, and so I'm just glad that we have people like yourself and other people in the armed forces that are willing to fight. I mean, yeah, you play football, but you are willing to fight. Like they could have just snatched you and said, "All right, now you go on over there," and
Yeah.
probably can still do it. You're like, you know what I mean? And so,
Yeah.
you know, I'm just glad that you have that mindset because, well, I mean, it's not unexpected because you're a very smart young man, but you also have faith too and good intuition. Now, the next word is cartoon.
SpongeBob. SpongeBob. I don't know why. I don't know why. That's what I grew up watching.
Like,
That's
oh,
that was my favorite show, bar none, for I don't know how long.
yo, it's funny though. It is hilarious.
I mean,
I still
Rob.
watch episodes.
Yeah, yeah. I
All
mean,
right, now the next word is family.
my family, I guess. That's what I think of.
Yeah,
But you say my family, I guess my immediate and actually far, I guess I don't know what you call it beyond immediate, but my family in general. Yeah,
what about your teammates? Were they considered a part of a different part of family?
yeah, they were definitely a part of family.
Yeah,
Definitely as I was in school, definitely
yeah.
as I was in school.
Subculture, that's your family too.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
man. I just wanted to throw that out there. I know this is your words,
Oh yeah,
but I was like, what about
no,
your teammates?
no, you're right, you're right. The teammates are a big part,
Yeah,
especially when you go
it's
away.
almost football. Well, football is like a fraternity. Am I right?
It really is. It really is because you go in with the same guys every day, all day long, especially in the summers, all day long. You live with the guys, you eat with the guys. It's a family, and all the family mechanics are in there. So
Right. The
it's
fights, because family fight. Every
yeah,
family fight. We don't like to talk about that, but every family have some type of disagreement.
yeah,
But then what keeps you family is you get over that and y'all
oh yeah,
continue to be there for one another.
yeah.
You know.
Love is the operating thing there.
All right. The next word is track.
Speed, speed is what I call because I really did not understand that as a kid. Um, you know, especially if somebody asked me to do a 400. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. 400. I couldn't. I always get tired on that back bend. But speed, I didn't understand all of that. I hit that back curve.
Yeah, that back stretch. Yeah.
Oh
Oh, you talking
man,
about going into it? Yeah, that third curve.
man.
Now, do
that
you
that
think
that
running that 400 is harder or playing football is tougher?
that, that curve is undefeated. that curve right there is under that has made criers out of many people. I have never encountered anything harder than that third curve. Because you think you're going good, then
Mm-hmm.
you get out and blocks real fast. Oh yeah. You hit about that 200 mark, and then you like, oh, I got another
Yeah,
one to do.
absolutely. See, this is why a lot of people don't run track because they thinking about that. So you think like, oh, that track 400. Nah, man, I'm good. All right.
Man,
Now your last word is wisdom.
the Bible, the
I
Bible.
like that. I thought you was gonna say gray hair.
Oh no! I do the Bible because I thought when you said that, I initially thought of Solomon. This is kind of deep in the weeds. Solomon, which is the person who wrote Proverbs and Ecclesiastes, and supposed to
Mm.
be the wise person because he asked God for wisdom when he prayed. But yeah, just the Bible. I've gotten a lot of wisdom
Yeah.
from the Bible. Also my parents and everything like that. But yeah, that's what I think.
And experience as well, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like you said, when you first went into that football thing that first year, you had that adrenaline. You said, but once you got in there, like maybe like the more you started doing it, that wisdom came over experience.
Yeah. You can't do that every time. You just you just get burned. I wouldn't put myself through that first time ever again. That was
See, you was
awful.
smart. Well, you was smart. You didn't know. You didn't just
Yeah,
going like, yo, I never been through this. I didn't have the wisdom, and So,
yeah,
I mean, you would be really great for mentorship with all those guys that that's coming up, man, because they would really benefit from your wisdom, man.
yeah. I'm trying to do my best I can to keep in touch with guys and 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 give whatever I got to give. I'm not the best in the world, but I give what I got.
That's right. Actually, you are the best in the world at what you do, and because not everybody is walking in your lane.
Yeah,
Not a lot of MVP stand up, um, successful, smart, still got the right screws in there because you get concussions and things like that,
yeah,
and walking your walk, and so you are the best. There's no comparison. You have your own fingerprint.
yeah. The best me I can be. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a either or
Or
part that I like to do. Do you consider yourself spiritual or religious?
spiritual, 100% spiritual. And this is something I have a conversation with a lot of people about. Religion, I can be religious about putting on my belt every day. I can be religious about picking up the pencil to write or anything. Religion is just something that you do habitually. It's spiritual and even more so relational. It's about having a relationship with God. And I don't care whatever religion you're in, but for me, Christianity is about having a relationship with God. I don't call my parents just because it's 10 o'clock at night. I don't call them because it's 7 o'clock in the evening. I call them because I love them, right?
Mm,
So when you talk to God, it's because there's a relationship there, there's a love there, and that's the
nice,
operating factor. Yeah.
nice, nice. Now, Transformers or GI Joe?
Transformers. I'm not I guess old enough to really. I done seen a GI Joe remake of the movie. I've
Yeah.
seen that, but I guess in my generation and my time period, I know a little bit more about Transformers. I've seen more Transformers movies.
No, I'm a generation ahead of you. So Transformers was always the way to go. But I loved watching like Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow.
Yeah.
The kung fu aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Right, Transformers. Okay. So I know you're younger, but Tupac or Biggie?
I'd say Tupac. Now, now the reason I say Tupac is because as I've gone along and I hadn't been in the hip hop world for long and understanding what was going on, but the more I look at him, I like the way that guy was multifaceted. I mean, he did his acting, he did the music, but I also think he was more generally, entrepreneur, a businessman,
Mm,
and being able to put on and being able to show different talents in different multiple areas of consumership
mm.
is something that's amazing. Just being able to take again the same principles that you learn in one area and shift them into other to be great. I think that's amazing. So I definitely say Tupac. Although Biggie, he had his things too. I just know more about what he was able to accomplish.
Kind of like what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm
Yeah, you're
trying to.
taking this and then you move, you're shifting it to something else and being just as successful as you were on this one, transitioning.
Try.
All right, now, MJ or Kobe?
Um, or Kobe? Oh, MJ, MJ.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Just because.
Is
Just
it the
because.
rings or is it because MJ was the first Kobe?
I mean, I just look at how the guy was able to move. I mean, there's something once you're in the world of sports, you know what good motion looks like. I don't know I don't care whatever sport it is. There are like certain people who move a certain way, and it's like that's just beautiful. Like the way the
Yeah,
guy jumps and is able to switch directions and everything like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
like you definitely know because you've been coaching and you've been doing it for there's a poetry to motion, and once you get that down, you can see it. That's something I think that he had. And I think Kobe had it as well. But
Yeah.
I know
But he
he was the
learned it from
first.
Mike.
Yeah,
So that makes sense. All
yeah.
right, now LeBron or MJ?
That's a little bit harder. That's a little bit harder. So I'm. You know what? I honestly, I think it's, I think it's a tie, but I think they win in different categories. In terms of influence, at his time, I think MJ was a little bit bigger. Um, Skills, I mean, they each have their good things. I think LeBron is. I think right now people look at LeBron a little bit better. More so than MJ. I mean, just the guy's staying power, his ability to produce.
Now, wait a
Just
minute. Now, if they say, yo, I got a pair of Jordans here and I got a pair of LeBrons, which ones you gonna buy?
Oh, Jordan's obviously. That's why I'm saying. Yeah, that's why I'm saying his
No,
influence. His
nobody's
influence.
nobody's buying LeBron, and I love LeBron. I got a pair of
Yeah,
LeBron James shoes, but nobody's talking about, yo, I got the LeBrons and number 14s, or you know what I mean?
I bought one pair of his shoes when I was in eighth grade. LeBron tens. And they were great shoes. I'm happy to have them. But I
But
mean,
it's just something about Jordans.
in terms of the brand and how much money they're worth, and just I mean they appreciate and value. That's some of the things that you learn out here in finance, where equity and
Mm,
stuff like that. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
right.
no.
Facts. Facts. Now,
Yeah.
we moving into football. Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith?
Barry Sanders. Barry
Nice.
Sanders, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Even though Emmitt Smith broke the record, like you said, it's a certain movement he had.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. Now we're in your world. LT or Ray Lewis?
I say Ray Lewis because I mean L2 it, Ray Lewis is a little bit more my time.
Yeah.
So I got to watch him a little bit more, be affected about. He's also I mean the same city, around the area, so everybody always talk about him and everything like that. So probably that's who I'll go with.
Joe Montana or Pat Mahoney?
Honestly, Patrick Mahomes because he newer. I know Joe Montana. I didn't really. I mean, again, before my time. But yeah, Pat Mahomes. I mean, he does good. I mean, if you look at a guy, he is an athlete. I'm like, oh, he probably can't do much, but he moves pretty well. Gets the ball down the field and completes his passes. So I mean, like the guy, he does good.
I like him. That's why I call him Pat Mahoney.
Yeah.
I don't know him at all, to be honest with you. Now, do you prefer tall women or short women?
I prefer tall. I prefer tall. Look, and this is not, just if you have kids, you want
Mhm.
them to be a certain height. I mean, I got married in June, so my
Oh
wife
man,
is.
congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah,
Man,
she ain't.
is she,
She's not really tall,
is she
but
hold on, whoa. Is she tall?
she probably maybe like she probably 5'8" or something like that.
Okay,
But
she's tall. I was
that's
going to say, man, you can't be
that's a
like tall
yeah,
women
yeah.
and she's like 4'11". We're gonna get
No,
it. She can't see this interview.
no, no. No, she's a good height. I
5'8" is
think,
tall though. 5'8" is tall.
yeah, it's a decent height. You just want your kids to be, especially if I played athletics. They don't want to play athletics. You want them to be advantaged.
Yeah, you
They,
want to.
they,
Yeah, right, right.
yeah.
No offense to any small little people out there. Like, what he mean by that?
Yeah, you remember that song they get Darren in Maryland, the short people. I don't
Yeah,
know if you.
man. No. I look. You know what? I thought you was going to say, shoot, I like them all,
Oh,
short or tall. As long as they beautiful.
I get in trouble for that.
Right, right. So I'm glad you picked the tall one that happens to be your wife.
Yeah.
Now, in the jungle or in the Sahara, like you pick a lion or a hippo?
Lion or hippo in the jungle, in the jungle or the Sahara? Two
I don't
different
know. Well,
things.
they both in the same place.
Okay. So in the jungle, the hippo, and then in the Sahara, the lion. In the
Mm,
jungle, if I got some water and some trees, I got some
right.
ponds, and then I think the hippo is large enough to where
Right.
it could be some protection, and most animals won't mess with it.
Right.
But
Not even lions. I saw some on National Geographic. Man, these hippos was trampling this lion. This lion tried to get out. He had mud all over him. It was done. And they say the lion is the king of the jungle, but nobody's rocking with the hippos, man.
those hippos are heavy and they're powerful. If
And
you
one
get stepped
bite.
upon, yeah, they can crush a watermelon in their mouth. Like that's ridiculous.
Right.
That's
Now,
ridiculous.
if you
No,
if you didn't play football, would you got into boxing or MMA?
me personally, I would have gotten into boxing because MMA to me, I love watching. If you ask me which one do I rather watch, I'd rather watch MMA. Me
Okay.
personally, which one would I rather do? I do boxing because it's safer. I've always been about the preservation of myself. So
Right.
and if I'm doing either of those sports, I'm gonna be very good at it because I ain't trying to get hit. So
Right.
I'll be very good. I'm
Right.
usually pretty good.
Now, would you rather be feared or loved?
Love, love is that's one of the things you learn in leadership. I mean, I have a lot of experience in leadership roles. Love because it's one thing to be a transactional leader, which is where if you do something wrong, you get punished. You do something good, you get rewarded. And there's another thing to be a transformational leader,
Mm,
which is someone who can inspire people to be different or to make a difference. Someone that makes a person feel their meaning to the organization or the team and then intrinsically be motivated to do well because they don't want to let you or their teammates down. So, and
mm,
I think love is the thing that helps that come about.
mm. Man. Now, have you thought about starting your own podcast or writing a book?
I actually, I actually have been writing a book.
Yeah.
Um, I've been writing a book. I won't say the name. Somebody might steal the name
Right.
of it.
Right. Yeah, but yeah, it's a thought.
Yeah,
It's in the process,
yeah,
basically. It's coming.
it is.
Man, I'm so glad, yo. And I don't read much, but I will buy your book.
Oh yeah, look, I definitely appreciate everything I get. It's for me, it's basically just about getting something out there because uh,
Yes.
a legacy, you know, the things that the people that you impact, the people that you touch, stand as a legacy. But I've always thought it's cool to have something that's written, so people can see how you think, um, and how you view the world, through your experiences and everything that you've done. So being having something written is I think is always good.
Nice. Yeah, man. Well, you're definitely a force to be reckoned with. You're an inspiration. Have you thought about doing motivational speaking engagements?
I have I've done I've done a good amount in the church. I've spoken a lot there, person to person. I speak a lot, but I definitely would like to do some motivational speaking because I've had a lot of things, a lot of circumstances in my life that may have been tough, but uh, through certain things I've been able to overcome through Christ, and through wisdom that I've been taught through our parents. I've learned a lot of things, so I think I have something to impart on others. Just like the platform to do so, whether I make it up or the opportunity given to me some other way.
Hey, well, look, I'm going to give you some information so you can have your own podcast, and I want to be a guest on your show.
Okay, okay,
So yeah,
okay.
so I'll send you the info once we close out. But I just want to say thank you, man. Keep pushing forward. Um, and the sky's the limit. It's just people like you really have a lot to offer to the world.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate you as always, bringing me on. This has been awesome. I love speaking.
Yeah. well,
about
shoot, let's
anything.
do it again. Let's keep
Oh,
it going. Well,
oh
I'll
yeah.
have different, like for my podcast, I have different guests. So I have like platinum producers,
Oh
Olympic track runners, and all of you bring something different. So depending on what's going on through the week, we could just hop on and do this a lot. But I was telling the people earlier that I don't go live unless it's something important that I feel the world should know and should see.
yeah. Well, I
You know what I
appreciate
mean?
you. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's a blessing, man. So yeah, we're just going to close out, and as soon as I get off, I'll give you a call and give you that information so you can start your own podcast.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming through, brother.
Okay. Uh-huh.
All right,
Okay.
peace.